Welcome to Today Sports Live.
Oh, we're live here. Okay.
It's our first hockey show.
We're talking college football today.
This edition of Baseball Today.
Football Today is back here.
Come back to basketball today.
Got the double box. Bring it on, baby.
This is giving me Russell Westbrook vibes.
I'm too strong. I'm just too strong.
Well, there goes the encyclopedia.
Him and Rihanna would create like a mega mind type.
He
That's
put
really
this
good.
decision on a coin flip, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Ginzer City, Ginzer City.
More
We
perfect that we
all
brought
have
that today.
computers in front of us.
All right, and that is why we skip hooping.
Yeah.
The spitting image of Cooper Cup. Ricky Patalco about to lose his mind.
Kadarius Toney, Ni Hao, you better start learning Chinese.
We got two Rangers fans here, so
No.
Welcome back, everybody, to another show. Today we got some baseball coming at you. I'm joined by Steven, Frankie, and Andrew. Guys, baseball, postseason baseball is here. It's back. What are our thoughts?
Can't wait to get started, man. I mean,
Neither can I. I mean, it already started, actually.
Yeah,
It's already-
actually,
we're in the middle of it, actually. So,
yeah. So, I mean, what is it? What is it? The Tampa Bay Rays just lost.
Rangers,
Yeah.
Twins, Blue Jays on right now. It's currently happening. I mean, let's just hop right into it. What are your guys' predictions for this postseason?
So I actually have the Rangers beating the Rays in the first round. I expected that. The Rangers' offense is just unstoppable. Marcus Semien, Corey Seager. Corey Seager's had an unbelievable year, and that does not get talked about nearly enough. And then for the Rays and Twins, the Jays and Twins, I don't really think that matters that much because they're both going to lose to the Astros.
Really?
And then,
True.
yeah, that's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So what about you
Yeah,
for that?
so starting off with the Brewers and the Diamondbacks, I got Diamondbacks actually going through that one. Don't call me biased or anything, but I'm going to go Phils out of the Miami game there. I just think that they're going to overpower the Marlins there. And then you got the Blue Jays and the Twins there. I'm going to go Twins. And then you got Texas and Tampa Bay. Sorry, I'm going to have to go Texas there as well.
Texas. Interesting.
Well, I mean, look at how they played today.
Yeah.
So if they just keep that up, I think that'll be great. I'm going to start with the team that's going to go to the World Series, though, Phillies. I think they'll beat the Marlins.
Okay, now is that a bias thing or?
100%. There's no doubt about it. I am definitely that Philly fan that will scream and just if you try to argue with me,
We need it,
I'll just
man.
say,
We need
go
it.
Birds, go Titans.
Yeah.
That'll be me 100% of the
Now,
time.
what if you lose?
Depression.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened last year. We lost the World Series. We lost the MLS Cup. We lost the Super Bowl.
Okay, we've been over the MLS. Doesn't matter. Back to MLB. So, I mean, you guys are both Philly fans. If you guys,
Yeah.
I mean, the Marlins, they've made the postseason 3 times in their history.
Well, you know
and
what,
won the
though?
World Series in 2 of them.
I'll say nothing is ever easy for the Phils, especially the Marlins. I feel like they've had our number a few times now this season. I am confident with our hitting, but our pitching always
Our
lets us
bullpen,
down.
yeah, that's our biggest
So that's
liability.
going to be our Achilles in this one.
I have another question for you guys. If there's one wildcard team that can win the World Series, what team is it?
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the Rangers.
4 appearances. Okay, this is their 4th appearance. It's the Marlins' 4th appearance. The third. They were previous 3. Sorry, not an encyclopedia.
Unacceptable.
I'm going to go with the Rangers.
Rangers.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
Rangers are the wild
like
card
that
team that
pick.
can win the World Series. Just they're so top heavy, and in the playoffs, that's good. They have a ton of just amazing hitters on that roster. And then when you go to their pitching, they still have Nathan Eovaldi, one of the best pitchers in the league. So I think the Rangers
Montgomery
definitely-
went today. Had a good start.
Yeah,
Yep.
very well. So
What about you guys?
I mean, for me personally, I think the Diamondbacks might make a run.
no,
Really?
no.
I mean, the reason why I
there's
disagree-
no chance. There's
I
no
think they
chance.
have one of the deepest batting orders on this list here, matching up with the Phillies. I mean, obviously,
Against the Brewers?
Yeah.
Like,
Against
I
their
don't know, man.
pitching?
I mean,
No.
look, if they get past the Brewers, though, I think
Yeah.
it's.
I mean,
think
the
it's a
Dodgers are the
game.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Especially in the postseason.
Well, the thing with the Dodgers is they don't have great pitching outside Kershaw,
yeah, I mean,
and
Yeah,
then the
sure.
Diamondbacks they have that hitting. So if they can take advantage of the Dodgers, I don't know.
Diamondbacks ain't been too hot lately.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
look
mean,
at how they're playing. Look at the momentum going into the
Yeah.
postseason. That's really all the Brewers or the Dodgers need.
And they've been really bad since the halfway point.
exactly.
Hey, now it's time for a turnaround.
hey, the postseason. I mean, you
I just
never
don't
know.
see it.
I
I
just
don't
got
see
some
it.
confidence right there.
Yeah.
You never know. What's your wild card team? Is it gonna?
I
is it
mean,
gonna be
it's
the
gonna
Phillies.
be-
Is it gonna be the
Dude,
Phillies?
you can't we have such a good lineup for their hitting. Kyle Schwarber is hitting leadoff home runs so often. I will say the pitching is just atrocious. Like the bullpen, obviously our starters, Wheeler, Lorenzen. They're going like insane, but they don't pitch entire games.
No.
So, but that being said, hopefully our bats stay hot. Yeah, I'm going Phils. I don't care.
Well, last year they did do it. Like
Yeah,
they were a wild card
exactly.
team that made the World Series. I
And
think
watch
they
them do
should've
it
won
again,
all,
but all the way
I
this
think they
time.
might do it again.
Yeah.
Well, a difference between last postseason and this postseason is the rules. MLB announced that they're not changing any of those rules, the pitch clock, anything. It is staying the exact same. The attendance was up this year, guys. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the rule? Do you think the rules had a play in the fact the attendance is up? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think it definitely did. I think the pitch clock just made people want to go to games because you're not spending your entire day at the ballpark anymore. You're just spending like 2 hours, two or 3 hours there, and then you can still go on with the rest of your day. So I think it was definitely a reason why the attendance was up.
I tend to agree with him as well. I mean, I'm not the biggest baseball fan, I'll admit that. But you know what? I think the pitch clock changed a lot of things for a lot of people. You know, I've been to games and stuff like that. I think one of the biggest things, and one of my biggest icks with baseball is just how long it takes from the wind up and for the batters and the pitchers.
I kind of like it. Like the intricacies of baseball. I like the fact that when a pitch is thrown and then for the next 45 seconds, the announcers are just talking about absolutely nothing that matters at all.
I do like that. The only thing I'll say with that is, though, it's almost like it's a radio show. I mean, I have no problem with it, but for a sports game, it's kind of like, you know.
But there are just some moments that are just
like
like so like cool or special to watch. Like I think the one I saw when the pitch clock was introduced, it was of Adley, you know, going out for his first start, and he was like taking in the moment. Yeah. Really like Baltimore fans were like standing, giving him applause.
You can't do that anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
I do.
Actually, after Acuna's 70th steal, they literally stopped.
They did stop it.
They stopped the entire game in the middle.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like it definitely just like makes a lot of those moments less common. Yeah. But that's just me personally. Obviously, attendance is up. People don't want to spend the entire day at the ballpark.
Well, personally, like
I would 100%.
If I'm watching a really close game and there's a fouled off pitch, 1-2 count, I want to see the anticipation building up to that next pitch. I want to, and I think big baseball fans, if they're at the games, they want to see that as well. But then a lot of the people showing up to the games aren't the biggest of baseball fans this season.
Well, that's what my point was going to be. Yeah. I think someone who's a little bit more of a casual fan, I think that might be something that, you know, you said you like the intricacies, but someone who's a little bit more of a casual fan, they might be like, okay, why are they taking so long? You know what I mean? But that's definitely there's an appreciation there for people that, you know, like the walk-ups and all that stuff. So I can definitely see both sides of it for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I just think, I mean, as a baseball fan, it's great that not anymore, but that on a Saturday or a Sunday, I could pick up a game in the first inning, go do something for like 3.5 hours, and I come back and it's the third inning. Obviously, I just love that. But I mean, times are changing, and if it worked, that's what they were going for.
Absolutely.
But one rule that I am excited that's not going to be there for the postseason is definitely the no guy on second base in the extra inning. So
I mean, I like to say I hate it, but I don't hate it. I actually kind of like that rule.
But in the playoffs?
No, postseason. No. Not in the playoffs. That would stink.
No, I like it in the regular season.
Yeah, that would not be good. But speaking of regular season, it's done. It's over for these three managers. Gabe Kapler, Phil Nevin, Buck Showalter are all out of their respective franchises. Guys, was it deserved for the three of them? And do you see any other team they'll hire any of these guys?
Yeah, you know what? I think these two are definitely deserved, but the Mets, you know, having looked at it, it's really, really tough on him. I'll be honest. You know, he had a decent season, and he had a really good season last year as well. You know, winning NL Manager of the Year. So, I mean,
halfway through they sold off half the team.
That is true. Now, obviously that's part of the manager's job as well, but I do put that a little bit on the owner as well.
Didn't Showalter just step down? I heard he didn't really get fired.
Technically he stepped down, but I think it was one of those where it's like you either step down or we're firing you. So it's like keep your dignity or like.
Yeah, the Mets came out and said they basically made a decision.
Yeah.
Showalter also has had just an amazing run. He's had a really good career. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about him. But I feel like his career is just up. He's in his 80s or something like that. Like it might be time just to cut it off.
Step away.
That is true. He is getting up there in age.
But then for Nevin, he definitely deserved to leave.
Yeah.
How do you have Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and you still cannot even make the playoffs? They talked about making a postseason push and keeping Ohtani.
Didn't even have a winning record.
Yeah, I know Ohtani got injured, but They ended 13th in the AL.
Yeah.
13th.
Yeah.
That's
absurd.
Just
That's
above
really
the-
bad. That is
just
really
above
bad.
the A's, who had 113
Really bad.
losses.
I mean, yeah, you have two of the best players in baseball, but aside from that, you really don't have any superstar power. Like it's going to happen. You're not going to have a great season when two of your players, one of them not being on the field half the time, if they're not healthy.
But you shouldn't need so many other great players. You should be able to develop them just like the Orioles did. They didn't have amazing players, then they developed their players, and that's why they're a 100-win team this year.
That's why they're in the postseason.
Yeah.
And then
If you can hit the prospects,
and
then
these teams are
different.
not.
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of the postseason, like we said, guys, we are in the middle of it all. Rangers Rays just ended. The Rangers win the ball game 4-0, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to check that.
Where's Ethan?
It's a
he in
4-0. Ethan Stratsky, noted Rays fan, hiding behind the cameras. He is terrified.
He's crying behind the little bear.
Listen, but it is just one game. It was just.
It is.
It's
That's
just
fair.
game.
But let me say this: 4 errors. The Rays
Four?
made
You
4
can't have
errors
that.
in today's
You
game.
can't have that.
And you're in the first game of the postseason making 4 errors. Like, why are you in the postseason at that point?
Yeah.
You need to be better.
I mean,
defensively.
people forget
I mean-
the Rays had that historic start to the season.
Yeah.
And they kind of they obviously they didn't let it fully go downhill, but they were not playing good baseball, and they kind of
They
almost
lost that
coasted.
momentum.
Yeah, they kind of just coasted. I mean, where do you guys see this series going after the Rangers taking one?
Well, I got to be honest. I think it's going the same way that it did today. I think if Tampa Bay keeps playing with those, defensive errors, are you kidding me? They were 4. I don't know. I think I see the Rangers kind of just taking this one and running with it.
Yeah.
So, like the Rays, they have 2 good pitchers, Tyler Glasnow, Zach Eflin. But other than that, they lost Shane McClanahan, and they lost like their aces.
Rasmussen.
Yeah, and they just don't really have the guys to really make a postseason push. And I think they're going to either lose in 2 or 3. One of these next 2.
Steven, 2 or 3?
I'm going to say 2.
2.
Wow.
So all you guys think that this is done tomorrow?
My thing with the
I
Rays
said 3. I said
is
3.
is that I think, as you mentioned, they got off to such a hot start and they start slowing down a bit. I'm worried that this can come back to bite them.
Momentum's a huge thing, especially in the postseason.
Especially when you don't have, I mean, again, Glass now
is
still there, but McClanahan hurt, Rasmussen hurt. I feel like the Rays are just they can bring the pitchers up, but
absolutely
they can't keep care of their arms.
Yeah.
They don't want to see Savali in game 3.
They don't. I mean, they're probably not. Who are they even going to get to a
That's
game
what I'm
3?
saying,
Are they going to
like,
get to a game 3?
I don't know.
I mean, listen. I'm not going to say anything, but I did say the Rangers were my pick to go to the World Series and win the World Series. That offense.
Oh, you got them winning the World Series?
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's going to be wrong.
I mean, you guys can say. I mean, is it going to happen? I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Speaking of going to happen, ain't going to happen, guys. There are some records in the MLB that are just unbreakable. I mean, you had guys back then, Joe DiMaggio. Obviously, I don't want to steal anybody's pick, but those are insane. What are you guys, Steven? What is one record in the MLB that you think will never be broken?
Yeah, well, you're gonna be real happy with me. I went with Cal Ripken Jr.'s streak of
Iron Man.
2,632 straight games played. That is just ridiculous to me.
That is insane.
We were talking about this beforehand, and we were going through we had a few picks, and neither of us chose that one because we knew one of someone.
Yeah,
was
it's so
pick that.
obvious. It's unheard of.
It is.
Because if you watch the MLB nowadays, there's people getting off days every other, not every other day, but every other week at least.
It's like the NBA with game
Cal
management.
Ripken was just,
I mean, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor don't really take days off unless they get hurt. I don't know what's going on in Philly and places like that, but we don't take days off in New York.
No.
We lose, but we don't take days off.
No shot.
That's true.
All right, Frankie.
Well, you mentioned Joe DiMaggio. I actually did have that one. However, I did have another one, which is Barry Bonds getting walked 232 times in 2004.
Crazy.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to take the chance with a hitter like that, but I mean, 232 times. Are you kidding me?
He was getting walked with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Intentionally walked with the bases loaded.
And it's the smart thing to do, but
it's a different era too. You know?
Yeah.
PEDs back then.
Yeah.
well, him especially.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
fair point.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't want to face a guy like that in that era.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I think one that we do need to talk about is Acuna's 40-70.
That was mine.
Oh, is it really?
Perfect.
Yes,
Talk.
that was
Let's
mine.
talk
All right,
about
then
it.
go ahead.
I'm
My bad.
going to say Acuna's 40-70, and I just think the combination of speed and power, you will never see that again.
No.
70 stolen bases in one season. I understand the new rule with the bases being a little bigger now.
No
but
person
still,
will have both of those.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
is going to be able to do both. 40 home runs. He finished 5th in the league in home runs, and then was it first in stolen bases?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. 47.
Do you think he could do that again though, or no?
Yeah, if anyone can, it's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be anyone
true.
else.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this segment.
Yeah.
But
Time will tell.
yeah, I think they're super hot right now, and I think the momentum will transfer over into next year.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick one, it's DiMaggio. I mean, how many times do we sit there and be like, you're watching a game and this guy, oh, he's a 10-game hitting streak. DiMaggio had what, 56?
56.
Yeah.
So that's 40 more games, or almost 50 more games that you have to go when
Ridiculous.
you're just hitting in 10 straight games. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that is ever going to be broken.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's hood,
Crazy.
obviously. I don't think there's any
Never say
unbreakable,
never, but-
Yeah.
but I mean, it's pretty close.
Earlier this season, when Ryan Mountcastle was on like a early tear, I was like telling my parents, I was like, oh my God, he's like about to break his record, but no
Ryan
way.
Mount-
He
Could you-
finished after like 14 games or
Could you
something.
imagine if Ryan Mountcastle broke Joe DiMaggio's record? That would be insane.
Insane.
Oh,
But I mean, moving on to the next segment, I fight night. I mean, whenever there's a ball in baseball, I absolutely love it. Steve, we're going to go back to you first. What is your
Absolutely.
all-time MLB fight?
oh man. So this was 2014, starting Game 3 of the NLDS. Now this
Storms
is kind of the
mound.
aftershock of it, but man, Bryce Harper just goes at
hilarious.
Strickland there. Now not the funniest thing, but the craziest thing that happened to me there was the fact that you had actually a player get concussed in this fight.
Really?
Yeah, you had. So his nickname's Shark, but Jeff Sarmazia
Oh, yeah.
and Mike Morris, they both went in to kind of separate the fight there. But Morris, he collided with Sadrin and he got concussed that game.
Could you imagine going to, not even in the fight, you're going to break up the fight and you get the worst
Yeah.
injury out of it all?
Yeah.
Not even the people who
It wasn't
started
even
it.
Not even the
intentional.
guys who started it.
They just ran into each other and
So
Yeah.
it wasn't even like a punch.
no,
Oh, wow.
no, they were both going in at the
That
same
sucks
time to
even
try and break
more.
up the fight. And
So
it
you
was
weren't
like a
even
car
going down
crash.
swinging.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I mean, that's an all-time. I mean, Bryce Harper has his fair. I mean, he just had one last
Yeah,
week
with
getting
Angel
ejected,
Hernandez,
but he has a fair amount. I mean, throwing the helmet, that's 2 times now he's throwing
Yeah.
the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
All he does is throw helmets.
I'll give him like a -5 on that helmet throw, though. I mean,
That's.
if you just watch it, he tries to
just
throw it
points
at
at
him,
is so bad.
I
and
mean,
it
what
just
do you-
goes the complete other
Oh,
direction.
yeah, I mean, come on, you're point blank away, and that was going. That literally
Yeah.
went on a parallel to
Yeah.
him on this.
But
parallel.
do you think he tried to hit him?
No,
That was a good
Parallel,
he did. The
horizontal.
thing was, he lost his grip.
You think he tried to hit him?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
he was
Oh, he 100%
no, that was
tried.
not on purpose.
100% he tried to hit him with
Yeah.
that helmet.
Yeah,
He
the
just-
crazy thing. I mean,
I think,
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
he wanted him to look away so he could go in with the punch.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That-
no.
That would be a good one.
he did land a hell of a punch right
Yeah.
there.
They
Yeah.
threw.
But-
They kind of threw for a little bit.
they
Yeah.
did.
But you know what?
I mean, you see him getting carried off there. Like,
That's it. Get
yeah,
out of here.
and
Get out.
Strickland was kind of calling for it in this game. I don't know if you heard the story. Like, so in 2014, he hit a home run that was controversially called a home run, and Strickland was so mad about it. He started yelling at Bryce. Bryce was like, "Okay, whatever." Went back to the dugout, started screaming at him. Now this was 2016, so this was 2 years later.
So there's history behind that.
Yeah. Yes. So there's more than just what meets the eye here.
And then
Interesting.
Strickland was, he even actually went to Buster Posey, and his teammates and said, if next time I meet Bryce, I'm gonna hit him.
Wow.
And so
Yeah, that-
he was a man of his word, and he came back 2 years later. It's
And
like,
then-
you know
and
what?
did it.
I'm gonna hit him the first pitch that I see him. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, man of his word.
Man of his
Yeah.
word. Andrew, I mean,
So,
maybe yours is a
Back to
much of a backstory.
2016. Back to 2016. 2 of the biggest trash
Yeah.
talkers in MLB history, and just look at this. Just look at it. They just
Oh,
start.
that's the post. Hopefully
Yeah.
they get a. I mean,
Where's the actual fight?
I mean, I don't think I
Where's-
ever realized
yeah.
that they were fighting after this. I've only
I
ever
know.
seen the
there's
punch.
so much going
Yeah.
on in this.
Oh,
one.
here it is.
Well,
This is
yeah.
one of the most iconic
He
fights
slides
in
right
MLB
into
history. He just gets
him.
oh my god.
That
That's
might be the
cold.
outside of hockey. That might be the most solid punch
know.
I've ever seen in a sporting
I
event.
know.
That,
Yeah.
like out of the big four.
And Bautista still was like trying to trash talk later.
Well, that's the thing,
Two
too.
door later in like his career and
if,
stuff like
if
that.
you get,
Like,
I
he
think
could-
MLB
that.
players are underrated fighters.
yeah,
I agree.
I mean, I
But-
think football might be up there with hockey, but baseball, I mean, they're no slouch either. I mean, they
Yeah.
can really throw some
I
haymakers.
mean, storming the mound with that
Let me-
bat, that's a pretty
Yeah.
terrifying sight.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you guys. So what was a cleaner hit? Jose Ramirez on Tim Anderson today? Oh, no, this year or this?
this
This.
by
mean,
far. I mean, he
yeah.
steps up and just.
And just
I mean, he
rocks him. With his
essentially
helmet on.
he TKO'd him. Yeah.
With his
Yeah.
helmet on.
He's lucky he didn't get knocked out there.
slid through his helmet and like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
When I was looking for fights, like I was trying to decide, I chose this one, and they were like, It's taken. I was like, are you kidding me?
Hey, I
Well,
had
you're
to-
going.
I
I
had to
mean,
get it here.
Well, yeah, here it is.
Another-
Bryce Harper, obviously
Phils in this one.
infamous for it. And he obviously flies out the left.
oh, this.
And Papelbon is telling him, run through. Why didn't you maintain effort? Come on, are you kidding me? And he's obviously chirping Harper through it. Harper starts yelling back, and then look at this. Go straight for him. Bam!
In the dugout
On his
too.
own team in the dugout.
Teammates is crazy.
I mean, it's just hilarious to me.
Wild move.
Yeah, exactly. And Harper ends up leaving the game, obviously, because he's fighting with his teammate. Why
Yeah.
would you not get ejected for that?
Well, I feel like you don't really see this often in the MLB when you're fighting with the teammate. It's usually
Definitely not in the
NFL.
dugout.
Yeah.
It's in the NFL that you see it, but not
And
in
it's
the MLB.
never like it. Like rarely is there contact. Like I think
Yeah.
a few years ago, Washington had it. Like Jonathan Allen.
And look
Ron
at him. He's
Payne.
like smiling
But
now. Like
rarely
nothing
do
ever
they go
happened.
at each other like that.
He's having a good time.
Also, listen, guys. I know you're Philly fans. Bryce Harper is in the middle of like every altercation. Like if you
He's a
look at
villain.
like the
He's a
top
villain.
altercations over the last decade in baseball, Bryce Harper's in at least half of them.
And they are
Yeah.
the funniest things
least half.
ever. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, what
I
he
guess
did
he's
with
passionate.
yeah, exactly. What he did with Angel Hernandez, where he threw the helmet up into the stands. Amazing clip.
Yeah.
But you have to do that to Angel Hernandez.
Oh, Yeah, with some of the calls. Yeah, with
Worst
the calls he makes. I mean, even the
Don't
year
even.
before that, Phillies with Kyle Schwarber, when he called Schwarber out and Schwarber threw down his helmet,
Yeah.
he started pointing out the strike zones. It was,
It's always Angel
It's
Hernandez,
intense.
man.
It's intense.
Always
Yeah.
Angel.
But I mean, he's an all-star, so he can say that. Speaking of all-stars, guys, we're gonna play a little bit of a game here.
Ooh, God.
Can you name
Oh, God.
the entire 2017 starting AL roster in the All-Star game? We're gonna give you the names,
Oh,
the
that's
teams
helpful.
here to pick
I
from.
appreciate that.
Let it rip. 2017.
Jose Altuve.
Altuve is in there. Yes, starting second baseman.
Okay, Mike Trout,
Mike
Oh,
Trout
dang.
is in there. The center fielder.
Aaron Judge,
Aaron Judge is in there. 2017.
Is that Brantley?
It is not Michael Brantley.
Corey Dickerson's in there.
That Dickerson is the one that I did not think you guys would get, and he is. He's
Yep.
the DH in this one.
Correa?
Yep,
Correa's
Correa's
in there. Yep, shortstop.
I don't know.
Um,
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, you bought him up earlier. in the
Wait,
Wait,
first
is that
segment.
Edwin Encarnacion?
I forget what his first name is.
No,
the
it is
Blue
not.
Jays?
No,
Salkman?
it's not.
Salkman? Last
Salkman's
name?
not in there.
No?
The guy for Cleveland, you guys literally just bought him up.
Oh.
Just bought him up in the
Ooh,
fight segment.
I don't know, man.
This is
Like on this
pretty
one.
easy, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty
Dude,
easy.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Not
have
just
no
saying because
idea.
I have the answers. He plays for the Cleveland Guardians currently. We just talked about him in the fight segment.
Which
Y'all are gonna have to get this one because I have
Yeah.
no.
Are
idea.
we are we
Whose
serious?
fight segment did we bring him up?
Wait, yeah. But well,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
gets it away, obviously.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say continue then. Continue.
All right. That might
You
be
guys are
when we
still
don't
missing
get there.
catcher.
It's not Jose. No way.
You're missing.
Oh,
you're missing left
Jose
fielder.
Ramirez.
It's Jose Ramirez.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Am I like just being dumb that like that was an obvious?
That went completely.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
Because
gonna
we were
lie.
thinking it was one of our fights. Not
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's-
listen, I guess that's on.
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
It's all good.
So you guys are still missing the pitcher. You're missing the first baseman. You're missing the catcher. And
Salvador Perez,
Salvador Perez is the
Yep.
catcher. Missing the first. Did you guys get the left
Chris
fielder yet?
Sale.
Chris Sale's on the mound.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're missing
I
now
feel
just
dumb on
left
that
fielder
one.
and first baseman.
Was it
Okay,
Kyle
but-
Tucker? No, it
not
wasn't
Kyle Tucker?
Wait, so, but Toronto, I could have sworn it was Edwin Encarnacion.
No.
Nope.
What about Josh Donaldson?
Nope, not Josh.
He was third
Donaldson.
baseman, right?
Third baseman.
You said Perez already.
Yep.
Oh.
It's not Vladdy, right?
Not Vladdy.
Okay.
Whatever you guys want to give up, I can.
I don't
I'll give you a hint for the. He's not on Houston anymore. He's signed with a new team, out in left field.
Oh.
Signed with a team in the AL East.
What team?
The Blue Jays. He signed with the Blue Jays.
I don't know.
I know.
Oh.
From the we're gonna use a crowd.
George Springer.
George Springer.
Oh.
George Springer's left fielder. What about first baseman?
I've ripped off all my guesses.
Dude,
but we
2017
can't
was
give
so
it up.
long ago.
Justin Smoke.
Oh, I was
Justin
never getting
Smoke.
that.
That's
never
what I was
getting
trying to
that.
say.
I was
Oh,
never
actually,
getting
did you say it?
No, that's what I was trying to say. I couldn't
Oh,
pronounce his
okay,
last
okay.
name.
Yeah, it's Smoke. Wait, is that what you were saying earlier?
Yeah,
Okay, I
Soakman.
did not pick up on that at
Yeah.
all.
That's my
But yeah,
bad.
2017, Smoke, Dickerson, some names I would not have guessed made it.
Yeah,
an all-star
they're
team
not
right
like big names really.
No, not really. Moving on.
That's
That's
Let's go.
clipped. Guys, last baseball show I had some strong words about Adam Wainwright, but I guess it's cool. He got one last at bat before he retired.
this was
And
awesome.
obviously the NL didn't have the DH up until 2 years ago. So he was hitting most of his career, but here he is. I mean, that is a cut. Down, don't pay attention. I mean, he probably started the game because they gave up 14 runs because this guy was just going out there and had 8 ERA.
Well, that's what I was
But
going to
again,
say.
it's pretty cool.
It is interesting that he's hitting on his.
Yeah.
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 I mean, good for him though.
Did
I
he,
mean,
did he get a hit? I didn't actually see the video.
the cuts he's taken look
Oh.
good, but no, at least he put it in
He
play.
got
it
I
in
mean,
play,
it's
yeah.
not
Solid.
that easy.
He didn't get struck
Well, you
out.
just gotta
That's
love
always
it.
good.
He hustled down the line.
Yeah, you know what?
But-
Good for him.
You just gotta love it. Like 19 years he played in the league.
I was about to say at that point, you
That's
really
just-
don't care if you get on like
No.
base, or, especially when you're down 14-2.
Getting a standing
You just want to
ovation,
do it
like,
one last
yeah.
time.
Could you imagine if he homered?
That would be
insane.
insane.
Well, that's what
Right.
Bartolo Colon did.
Yeah, not
Oh,
just like that, but he
man.
homered.
Yeah.
That
I'm-
brought back
First
some
career home
memories.
run at like age 42 or something
Yeah.
like that. It was
I think I
unbelievable.
All-time
saw
moment.
that he actually got gifted a dog after this.
Wainwright?
I think so.
There's no
Actually,
way.
yeah.
Hold on.
Do we have any? Did he get gifted a
I
dog
could've
after this
sworn.
game? He
I
acted
think
like
he
a
did.
real life dog.
Yeah, it's like a little retriever or something. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's
What?
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's his keepsake from his last at bat.
Yep. Yep.
All right,
I knew
he
it
got a
wasn't
dog
crazy.
for retiring.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
pretty good retirement present.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
I
I
think
mean, he
Miguel
bought. I
Cabrera's
mean, he
was
won.
better.
They won 2 World Series when he was there. So I
Yeah.
mean,
You know what? Though?
Good
I mean,
career,
I
yeah.
don't
Did
know
a
if
lot
you
to
saw
the career.
Coach K got gifted a dog too recently.
Coach K.
Yeah.
Oh, good for. I
Yeah.
mean, what,
I
were
mean-
you just giving dogs? Dogs are presents now.
I
We're just giving
guess.
dogs out.
It's like a retirement gift.
Well, listen, I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't complain.
No.
I love dogs.
I mean, I'll complain that I'm not getting one, but
Yeah.
listen. But Adam Wainwright, congrats on the career. Moving on. Did you guys see this clip?
I did
No.
not. I did not.
So
Oh,
this
man.
security guard, first off,
Oh.
I saw somewhere that like he broke his arm or something. I don't
I mean,
know
he
if
could have
that's
got a concussion
true.
there.
But
the way
look,
it
he
fell on
just
his
can't
head.
get up.
he's spazzing.
He does not get what he's. Listen,
Is
I
there a way
hope
to
he's
help
okay.
him,
I don't know the
like-
background on his health,
Well, yeah.
but he's just not getting up.
Oh, look at the ball boy helping
The
him
ball
out.
boy has
Good
to
for
have
him.
Also, this guy, is he actually a security guard? He literally looks like he just got off his like
I was
9
gonna
to
say.
5. Can he just
Yeah.
come out of the stands? 'Cause
Well,
that's
yeah.
not even a
Let's
good
see.
juke. That's not
No,
even a
no,
good
no.
juke
They
move.
got similar. They got similar shirts.
That's not even a good juke.
That's-
juke.
He's like slamming
juke
on the
move.
ground.
I mean,
my-
to be fair, if
mean-
that happened to me, I wouldn't get up either. I would just.
Oh, I'd
just
just
tell
play
the
it
truth.
off.
have to get
Just
up.
No,
play
I'd
it
fake
off.
an injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd
But
fake
an
an
There's
arm
injury.
no
injury-
way you're gonna let
You're
that
faking
happen.
an
to you.
arm injury from getting juked?
Guys,
No.
look at this closely. This not the first fall, the second fall. Does his arm? Because I saw his TikTok and I saw in the comments.
Oh,
not
you
that
know
bad.
what?
This
He hyperextended.
that fall.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Look
It
at
like kind of like bends out. A little. I don't know.
Oh,
The way
God.
he landed on his head, though,
But
did
that
not look
the
good.
guy running, I mean, great job. He also took out the second guy too.
Yeah.
So I don't
He's
know.
gonna get a raise after that.
Would
one.
you guys ever rush the field? Like, would you ever streak the field
I will when the Phillies win the World Series.
in the World Series?
Yeah.
Well, you probably won't be the only one.
I
with
was
that
gonna
guy.
say that's a little bit of a safe bet on that.
I don't
one.
know. Streak the field? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
Then
it's a
That's
statement.
Then you run the risk of getting banned from the stadium forever.
What's the worst? If I'm going to it, like, you always get banned from the stadium,
Yeah.
right? Or do you get banned from like MLB? Period.
I
You
think from the
can. It
stadium.
depends. Like
The
it depends what
severity,
you're
or
like,
wearing
the
or whatever.
policies.
It's the
Yeah.
severity.
So if I go on, if I run naked across the field, I'm getting
So
suspended.
if you're
from the
naked, you're
MLB.
done.
I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
say,
but if you
streaking
just,
is
like,
a
run
whole
fully
other
clothed,
level.
If you just run fully clothed,
You're probably
yeah,
just
you're getting your season tickets revoked. You're getting like all that revoked. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, W moment. I think that guy streaking was a W moment.
Yeah.
But actual W moment of the day, another
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
name retiring.
End
Miguel
of an era.
Cabrera, 21 years. He's a Hall of Famer. I think I saw a conversation the other day. Is he going to be unanimous?
First ballot.
There's
yeah.
only one guy.
He should
Only
be.
one guy ever.
He should be
I don't-
unanimous.
If there's only one guy
won-
though,
How many triple crowns?
yeah, I was about to
That's-
say.
He
that's
won it,
really
what,
hard.
One triple crown or two?
he
I'm like
won,
I'm crowdsourcing a lot today.
I think one 2012.
Yeah, you won one, right? Mariano
Yeah.
Rivera is the only unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Ben Wasserman, the
I
Yankee
think
fan,
he
needed
should.
that. I mean, he won a World Series with the Marlins early in his
Yep.
career.
Yeah.
The Tigers, when he was with the Tigers, he went to another, or did he go to two? Was he with the Tigers in 06? I don't know.
I don't
Two
know.
World
But he
Series.
definitely
against
won one with the Marlins, went to another with the Tigers later on in his career.
him? Yeah.
Triple crown. You want to talk about
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They don't win offensive triple crowns like at
No.
all.
You don't.
No.
And he did it.
No.
He did.
So I got a question. Did y'all see that he was gifted from the Tigers cleats?
A dog?
No, cleats.
Oh,
Got me
cleats.
excited.
Cleats with pieces of baseballs from the biggest points of his career.
Oh, that's cool.
That
That's
is cool.
unbelievable.
That's pretty cool.
We saw him
Imagine
start
being
punching
able to
the
like
wall
have
right
that
now.
done. Like,
I know, and that's just like think about it. You
Insane.
have that on your nightstand or something. You just look at that every night.
That's
You're
cool.
like, oh my
My question
God.
is, did they get those from fans or did you just keep those?
They probably actually
Because
I don't know.
if he
I'm
got
trying
from
to figure
fans,
it out.
I would have to be paid so much
well, it
money.
depends. Is it like walk off like singles or walk off home runs? 'Cause it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Either
you
way.
could also just run to Dick's and get a bucket of balls and be like, "Oh yeah, here's your 100th career hit that we saved." Like, no,
Yeah, you
probably
could do
not.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Could do that.
Speaking of retirement things, did you guys see that when he went to the A's, they gave him a bottle of like champagne or
saw
something that
that,
was
yeah.
$90, And he's like sober. Like he's been sober for over a decade.
Good
And they
for
gifted
him.
him a bottle of champagne.
That's kind of messed
I
up.
mean, the Oakland A's are poverty in just about every single facet. Their
I mean-
retirement game on the field, the stadium, everything.
Is he gonna drink it though? You don't think?
The only
I mean,
thing
I
I'll
don't
say is
know.
what
You
if it's
gotta-
what if
you
it's
gotta-
non-alcoholic?
Gotta
You know?
celebrate. Yeah,
Non-alcoholic
could've
shit.
It could
been.
be.
I mean, who knows? But,
Yeah.
guys, I had fun.
Yeah.
This was
absolutely.
great. Postseason baseball is back.
Oh, it's getting started.
Let's go.
We're heating
Grease the
up.
post,
Hey,
baby.
Welcome to the show.
Royce Lewis, 2 for 2.
Yeah,
2
game on
home
right now.
runs.
Twins on 3-0. If you're watching this right after we end, go check that baseball game out. But again, 3-0. Twins up on the Blue Jays. Guys, I had a whole lot of fun
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
from Steven, from Frankie, from Cade, from Andrew. This was Baseball Today. Have a good one.